What's up, everyone? We're live. Welcome to the Purple Pill Podcast. We're just doing a men's self improvement panel today. Make sure y'all like the video on y'all's way in, subscribe, follow us on the podcast Instagram as well. We're now live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. And go sign up for my new coaching if you're a guy that needs personal help in dating. Um, if you want to show some support, you can go to our new Patreon, or you can click the join button right here on YouTube. If you do that, you can become a member and get some really cool emojis. You can check out the merch store as well down below, and then we're all streaming on all audio platforms. Make sure to add the Instagram right now, though, please. I need to get those numbers up on there. And no producer today; it's just me, guys. So if you can't hear anything, anything's fucked up, let me know so I can fix it because I'm the producer.
We do it live.
Mr. Producer. Okay.
Hey.
But yeah, so today we got my two recruiters. I wanted to bring them in so we could talk about, how much fun it is recruiting these ladies for the show. And they're also kind of new to it. So I wanted to talk to them about, the challenges that came with it. But yeah, shout out to, what's your Instagram, bro? Go ahead and shout out.
Bassett X Worldwide, BASIT X Worldwide. Follow me.
Mr. Worldwide right here, guys.
Sir.
And then why don't you shout yours out in your channel also, bro? He also has a YouTube channel, guys.
So my name's Ramar.
Here, talk closer to the mic.
Yeah, my name's Ramar. My Instagram is ITSRAMAR. It's Ramar. My YouTube, same thing. We do like street interviews, social experiments, and pranks, and I make music.
No, that's dope, bro. No, thank you guys for coming, and thank you for recruiting and doing all the work that y'all do. Honestly, guys,
thank you for having us.
It's like a really big deal, honestly, for the show. A lot of the viewers, like they really give a fuck about seeing the women. So let's talk about the challenges of just getting women onto the shows for stuff like that. Bassett, what would you say is like the number one thing that's that makes it hard, like recruiting the women for the show?
I won't say that it's hard, but what the the biggest part of it is being consistent. You catch me, through day to day, just being on my phone, being on IG, but I'm not really looking at posts and shit. I'm out there DMing chicks,
All day long.
Exactly, bro. Like anytime, I have free time or I'm able to pull my phone out, and I'm busy throughout the day, but anytime I'm able to pull my phone out, I'm DMing,
All day long. Would you say that you become friends with a lot of these girls?
Not really.
Not really. They're not
because like whenever they're on the show and they're able to get on the show, you're able to see that process through successfully. That's really about it. Sergio takes it away from there.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're gonna become friends with anybody, it's probably gonna be me at that point. What about you, Ramar? Like, what do you think is the hardest part about doing recruiting?
Finding quality. Finding quality is the one thing for me personally. I reach deep into my social circle of females that I know, because whenever like I'm making music or something like that, I know generally if the women like it, the men will follow it. So I've kind of like targeted women in general, and then if they've already liked me, I'm like, hey, do you want to come on a pod? Or if it's a girl, I got her number. If it's a girl, like I got her number or something, I would tell her, hey, come on the pod. Let's talk about dating and relationship questions. And it also helps doing street interviews, because I'm generally targeting women in the street interviews as well. And it just makes it easy I'm getting their Instagram, sharing it, and then they see this. And it's a circle, but getting the quality and personality as well.
Oh yeah, I bet the street interviews is like a huge up. Actually, that's like a big deal. A lot of people aren't out there just seeing people. What's up, Porter 1992? I don't know. I've never seen you before, and you're a Twitch person, but what's up to Twitch, man? We never have Twitch viewers usually.
Nice picture too.
Yeah,
nice profile
picture. Yeah, yeah, the Trump.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you're like friends with any of the girls? Would you try to become friends with any of the girls after they come on the show, or are you not gonna really try to do stuff like that?
I agree with you as far as being friends with women. There is value having women in your circle to do various things. Whenever you establish that, what you need from them. So definitely, yes, I do see value in having friends with women.
It just depends which girl it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Porter Donald throwing a Pokeball, bit of curveball. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Big Trump fans. I wonder what's actually going to happen this next few months with the election. I'm pretty curious about that. Let's actually go ahead and kind of talk about that. What do y'all think is going to happen in this election cycle? Do y'all think that Republicans going to take it back over? Trump going to jump in? Like, what do you think is going to happen? That's it.
Right now, it looks like it's a pitfall between DeSantis and Trump. They say that DeSantis should like take a step back and let Trump get in there because he's been president before. He knows how to he knows how to roll with it and all that. So and he already has a support system already, you know. So and I agree with that. I think DeSantis should step back and let Trump you know be run another term. So yeah. You know that's how the next election look like. It's gonna be a kind of confrontation between DeSantis and Trump.
But then, like, what would happen after that? Like, do you think that the Dems are going to win though after that, or do you think that's just going to be a wipe and that Republicans are going to take it?
Oh no, this the Republicans turn for sure. It's
Yeah,
definitely
everything's
Republicans.
going a little too crazy.
Yeah, Biden he dropped the ball like crazy.
Everybody
So
hates the
many.
left right now.
Nah, it's
Th-
no joke.
I'm always really in the middle, but I'm even mad at the left right now. I gotta say, what do you think is gonna go on in the next election cycle?
So is it confirmed, like after the case and whatnot, he's still able to run
I have no idea.
for Trump?
I think so. I think he can. I have no idea though. I honestly haven't been keeping up with any politics. I'm waiting until shit gets like super crazy here in the next few months.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really too informed on DeSantis. I like what Trump does. If he can run, I'd honestly go his way. There's nobody on the left that's really has, they say, but they don't deliver. If I was gonna go for anybody on that side, it had to be Andrew Yang, but He's not going to get it.
Yeah, see, I'm huge on Yang Gang also. Like I love Yang, but something that bothers me is like there's different types of speakers, but what the left doesn't have though is like that strong like speaker that's just like I don't know, like a masculine figure. Like there's no like the only masculine figurehead there is like Trump on the right, and like that's it kind of. But everybody really needs a masculine figure, especially right now with like the sex debate going on and stuff. I feel like a masculine figure is going to take over in the next like 5 to 10 years because it's something that we want so bad. Um, Let me actually go into a certain question that has to do with that. I wanted to know something that I've been debating a lot is like people are having trouble separating like red pill from real life. Like how much of like red pill ideology and like the facts and stuff like that. How much does it like control who we are? I guess you could say, and just the balance between that. I want to say like before, let's like mentally picture like on the full right side there's like red pill, and then there's like a middle, and then on the full left side there's feminism. And we'll say on the full left side of feminism, feminists say anything is possible based off the environment. A woman can become, as strong as men. Women can do the same job as men. They're always talking about the exception to the rules and stuff like that. But they basically believe that the environment, like if we can convince all men of this and we can convince all women of this, the patriarchy can be over basically. Like because and the patriarchy is all created by the environment. They blame the environment for everything. Basically, nurture instead of nature. And men, we like to think of logic and nature and genetics and this is how we are, look at these stats and stuff like that, which is fully over here. Now I like to say that on the ignorant side of the spectrum, which we know most humans are monkeys, like like most humans are fucking dumb. So we're on the internet side of the spectrum, which is we fall into those categories, those numbers, the 51%. But on the exception, there is people that are smarter that are trying to go past the evolutionary boundaries to where we do things more than what our genetics tells us that we are. So I want to know like where on this spectrum. Should we be are people living too much on just facts and stuff? Should we be trying to push more into something new? Should we be more in the middle? What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely that. We're especially the red pill and the pill community, the manosphere community, all those communities that's like based on YouTube and whatever like that. Y'all are living too much on fucking on the internet, man. Like it'll be better for you if you go out there, really live, life, and really put these thoughts into practice. Like really go out there and make shit happen rather than being in the fucking comment section, being a fucking hater, talking about some boring shit like this Magnum
On
pull.
your head.
You know,
Magnum pull.
yeah. Really get out there and fucking live life, man. Because trying to debate, trying to win a debate and all that, it's not gonna get you nowhere, man. You really need to get out there and make shit happen and live life.
What about the guys that lose the genetic lottery, like our friend here? Magnum pull. Like, what if he just happened to be 5'6"? He's 250, 250 pounds. He's like just like failing at life in just all types of ways. Like if you're a guy that's like this, like what about him? Like I mean, like the real black pill doomers. Like, do you think that they can make it out? Like, do you think that they should do everything to like change themselves, like gym, just all of it, and just and if they didn't have this doomer mentality, like maybe they would be better. Do you think that like doomer mentality is always going to be there?
Fuck that man, Magnum Pool. He's gonna keep watching videos and shit on YouTube. He's gonna keep hating. He's gonna keep being a hater. And next 5 years he's still gonna be doing the same thing, being a fat fuck. On his
Uh,
damn couch and shit, being a fucking couch potato.
If he's in an echo chamber
Yeah,
for sure, huh?
yeah. He's that's all he's gonna be, a fucking hater.
Poor guy, man. It's okay,
Yeah.
Magnum. If you're ever ready, I'm like my DMs are waiting to help you, bro. I got your back. So on that spectrum, like where do you think that like people should be? Like all the way over here, all the way over here, somewhere in the middle. Like, what do you think?
So, I believe in what's been tried and tested over history. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm available to new information that's actually accurate, and you can repeat it and test that information. Because I'm gonna put it like this: back in the day, in the like 1800s, doctors would drain your blood if they thought something was wrong with you, and that was considered actual science, and that's what people went by. I think that's like George Washington died. Somebody died. They
Hmm.
drained too much of his blood.
How funny.
Um, so yeah, trans forward to now, we get new information, we learn new things as time goes
Talk a
on.
little closer if you can.
But yeah, if, as time goes on and something that's actually tested and can be repeated is better information, I'll accept it. But until then, I haven't seen better information than what we have currently. So I'm kind of more in the middle until something's better is given to me.
Dude, and that actually goes right into what I wanted to talk about. What I loved about the Destiny debate, everything that came of that. If there's anything that was positive that came of it, it was that Destiny was like, "Hey, I'll put up 5 figures. I'll put up 10 grand to let's get some studies done." Like we're all high value men that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, off the manosphere and all these things. And we can put our money, where our mouth is, and try to really see how human nature is even more, because we're very limited on all these studies. Like everything's fucking limited, guys, and a lot of things are done based off of incentive that has there's some type of incentive for something or somebody. So there's not always truth in everything. But if we could do some real studies, man, we're talking about some real facts, and some real truth could be coming out, and it could be because of these logical men in our movement. And that's what we should be doing, pushing more, is those type of things. I cannot believe that it took a guy like Destiny to actually be more of a masculine man figure to say something like that before all the other guys. To me, it just goes to show that all these guys that we've been watching for a long time are really focused on making a lot of money right now. And Destiny is really fucking focused on how do we make the world better and figure things out more, and figure out the real truth to all these things. And I think that's way more valuable at the end of the day. Like one day we're going to be really thankful for doing way more of these studies and figuring way more out, how we really are. If we're better in relationships, if we're better single, however much. How much do you make a year? Me? Just like probably 100, 150K. It just depends. Right now, not as good. Last year, probably about 150. Um, what about what else was I gonna ask? Um, what is y'all's definition of a high value man? Just to kind of go back to like what Rolo was kind of talking about. What do you think it is?
Uh, oh, I mean,
Give a
when,
simple one too, if you can do like a simple answer.
money, network, fitness, and success in general, and with women.
In general, and with
Uh,
women. What about you?
Mentality, money, network. Yeah, that is really it. So like whenever we're talking about like Elon Musk or other people being high value men, yeah, they have the money. Obviously, Elon Musk has a legacy. He has like 12 kids, but there's something about like the mentality thing, of just you can just see it in somebody. Yeah, so it's mentality.
Yeah, if they have a drive, kind of.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, and I would agree with that for sure. Um, what do y'all think is the purpose for Does he have 12 kids?
He's like 11 kids. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know he has multiple baby mamas too. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. I really think somebody's pretty high value if they can get multiple women to want to have kids with them, and they also have enough money to like pay for all those kids. Nick Cannon, shout out to you. I don't know
Well,
if he has money for all that.
I mean, you can like just go out here paying these chicks to have kids with you. So having 12 kids isn't really that much of a flex,
Did you
man.
see that guy that was getting sued because he like gave his sperm to so many sperm banks like in Europe
Yeah,
that he had like hundreds of kids or
yeah,
something
The
like
risk
that?
of
yeah,
incest or something like that,
yeah,
whatever, because they could possibly run into each other.
yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly.
I really think that was like probably one of the smartest ways that a guy could like get his seed out there all over the fucking world in a very short amount of time. I really don't think that we're gonna see somebody do something like that for a
And
long
then
time.
get paid for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
bro,
know,
Come
right?
on.
Like he had that got to
it's
be the
crazy.
greatest finesse of all time. Um, now have y'all ever seen like the socio-sexual hierarchy video by God, what was his name? I can't remember his name, but it's like where it shows what alpha, beta, gamma, delta, omega, and like what all of them are. You know, sigma. I guess sigma's not in the video, but have y'all ever seen that video before?
I can't remember
Do
if I
y'all
did.
know what all those different things are?
I, I think I've seen it one time. It's been a while.
So like a gamma male is something that like Rolo and like a lot of the guys in the red pill spheres talk about sometimes that know about that video, and and the gamma male is like the nerd, like the person who like is super into something. Like you can like be super obsessed with like usually somebody that's super obsessive. The gammas always want to be the alphas. There's just like it's just like the typical nerd from high school type of archetype, I guess you could imagine. Something that is kind of controversial is I think that a lot of the people in the red pill sphere are mostly gamma because to want to teach the women these things, to want to like you know, talk about these type of subjects. It's all very feminine gamma male energy. Like an alpha doesn't fucking give a fuck to talk about any of this stuff. Like they just kind of do. Like they just like get it done. Like they're just fucking a bunch of hoes or whatever it is. So like, what do y'all think about like the fact that maybe a bunch of the guys in the red pill sphere are just a bunch of like kind of gamma males, like fucking kind of nerds?
No, oh yeah, yeah. If Gamma is the people that just sit there and watch and don't really do shit, and especially in real life, yeah, these fuckers are Gammas, man. You know.
Well, some of them aren't though. Like some of them do kill it though in real life. So those are definitely probably IRL like alphas. Have you guys been watching the NBA? Have y'all? Have you watched the NBA?
I don't
Do you watch? Have you been
know.
watching?
A little bit. Like what in particular about the NBA?
Yeah, what in particular, just Jerry? No, honestly, I don't watch any sports, Jerry. I don't watch anything. I'm a weird person when it comes to sports. I only like to play sports. I only like to watch sports if I'm playing them. So like the only thing I watch is paintball when I'm playing paintball. But if I'm not playing paintball that season, then I'm probably not going to watch the tournaments for that season.
Yep.
That's just the type of person that I am. I need to get into like a different hobby or sport right now. I think rock climbing is like the next big thing I want to do. I love rock climbing.
Or boxing. I want to.
Oh yeah, too.
I plan to
Yeah,
get into boxing later.
I've been thinking about that too. But my nose has been busted up so much. I already need to get a nose job right now. So I don't know if I want my girlfriend to make fun of me more for my nose. Shit's not fun.
Hey,
Huh. Do y'all want to have kids?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to have a lot of kids.
By what age?
Uh, about 35.
And like how long will or like how many kids do you want to have?
It's either I'll have three or I'll have more than that because my family, it's they have my mom and dad, they have three children. And so I see that and I'm like, that it makes sense. I wanna replicate that. But then I'm also like, hey man, I'm bastard, man, Mr. Worldwide in this bitch, man. You know.
So I might have 10. I might have 50.
So I want to pass my genes on, man. Make some more bastards and worldwides,
Now, have you ever heard of like birth order? Like how it can affect like your life and the type of person that you'll end up being. Have you ever heard about anything like that? I think it was Carl Jung actually like talked about this originally a
Is
long
that
long
being
time
like
ago.
first child, middle child.
Yeah, or like
Uh,
last child, like you have different responsibilities based off of like which one's born. So like maybe the firstborn's more likely to be responsible, more likely to be successful in business or something like that because they were used to having responsibility and having to take care of a kid or something like that, like help taking care of the younger ones or
oh
something.
yeah.
Facts,
There's
facts.
just like a lot of weird stuff that sometimes comes along with birth orders. So whenever I start thinking about having multiple kids, sometimes my brain starts going into all these loops and like black holes of like, oh shit, but what if this happens or this, it's like, oh no, like this could happen too just because of the fucking birth order. What about you though? Hey, what was the original question I had asked you?
Kids
Oh
have
yeah, do you
kids.
want kids?
So I'm 26. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't have kid at least one when I was 16 because now I'm in this position where like I'm going to have to dedicate a significant amount of my time to raising a kid on top of what I'm trying to do.
Hmm.
So if I'm going to have a kid, I've been talking to my girl. We're ideally planning within the next 2 years. And then that way I can have my 40s to chill. Like honestly,
You say
On
you have a kid already, or
no, I want to.
sometimes what's kind of crazy and a lot of people don't think about this and it's kind of messed up. There's actually been studies done on this. Like somebody will not get raises or not get put up into management positions and stuff because they're like maybe your boss is going to choose between you and the guy who has a family to take care of, and they're going to be like, oh, we need to give this guy the raise or we need to give him the manager position just because we know he has a responsibility. He's a good guy. Like maybe this guy may be a little bit more qualified, but this guy really, really needs the money, and he's been asking us every few months for a raise and stuff because his family's struggling. So like sometimes I think so a guy can get pushed up into a better financial position by having kids earlier, depending on what job structure they're in right then. Because certain job structures are gonna move you up quicker. It just depends.
So would you call that discrimination based on parental status?
Hell yeah, man, and it's very true though. Like it happens. It's a shitty thing. It's a shitty truth.
Yeah.
What Excel stuff said. Um, Spurs, just the series in general right now. Yeah, and Bruce Banner was hit with gamma radiation. Is he a gamma male technically? Yeah, dude, he's definitely a gamma male. I mean, yeah, he has, dude. He's a huge nerd in the movies though. Also, he's definitely like an actual gamma male for sure. I'm gonna have to do a breakdown one day on just like a bunch of different gamma males in like the manosphere and just in movies and shit. Formal Goose Foundation. The quicker you have kids, the quicker you have to force them into work.
Honestly.
Yeah.
as you should.
The quicker you have kids, the quicker you have to force them into work. I think that's a good thing though. Like, I mean, like my parents were doing good and they forced me, to get a job at 16. But I love that I got a job at 16. I got to have a car. I got to,
Yup.
start paying my own insurance. I got to go and do fun shit. It's really weird that y'all's generation. I don't think y'all could have a driver's license until 18, right? Could you?
16.
16
Yeah.
for you? What
Yeah,
about for you?
yeah,
16?
yes.
Okay, I don't know when they changed that, but I think it's like 18 now, right? That shit's fucking weird if that's true.
Well,
Or at least in Texas, I thought it was. Or maybe you can get your permit still at 16,
yeah, yeah,
17,
yeah. They make an exception for you if you're
or if you
for
have a
like
job.
16. Yeah, yeah. If you like have like parents that need extra help, they'll be like, okay, like your mom's a handicap or something like that. I think they let you have an exception, especially if you're also working and you need to provide for your family. They make an exception for you. And I think it's like 16 or 14, so either one of those.
My stepdad you saw was telling me he had a driver's license at like 13 or 14 because he would drive the tractor to school every day after
So I would
from
say
from the farm. Super.
that's some G shit.
I don't watch sports. Yeah, I can't keep up, man. What age Did you start forcing? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Formal.
Forcing.
What do you mean? My kid is getting a job at 16. She's also opening her investment account the moment she gets her bank account
Hell
open.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
you're also Excel something. I never talk about this, but something that is really smart is you can get a
Credit
I can't.
card?
No, there's a special account. I can't think of what the exact name is for it, but it's for like your kids. You can get it as soon as they're born. And the best thing to do is whenever you get one of those accounts, man, you put all the money into it into a fuck. I can't think of it. A monthly dividend. Like there's certain monthly dividends that are like super good to do, or like SCHD is like a really good one for every 3 months. But whenever you buy one of those and you set it to drip, you can literally just put like $1,000 in there, and after like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that shit will be so much. And like that's like there's very few times whenever you want to do dividends and stuff. If it's like if you could start them early, like if I was 18 years old again and I could redo my IRA, I would start a drip with SCHD, like like right then. Yeah, I can't think of what the exact name of it is though. I keep thinking remedial. It's not remedial, but there's like a name for it. Um, yeah, SCHD is by far my favorite. I can't think of the monthly ones. Like QYLD is good, but it's not doing good right now because when the market's down, QYLD makes all their money off of selling options. So if they're not doing the wheel strategy good because the market's on a downturn, because the wheel's only good in a bull market. Um, Let me think. What was something else I wanted to ask? Um, Do y'all think that like a influencer that's like a big red pill speaker, like or like anybody, we're gonna say anybody that's on the internet, that's like an influencer in any way. Do you think that they should like really care about what they post, like their influence on other people? Like, is it even their problem? Like, should we blame people for like their influence on other people, or should if you're a big influencer, you can kind of do whatever you want? Like, that's fucked up to like blame them for like say some like say somebody goes and shoots up like a school or something like that. Do we blame them for stuff like that if they were directly influenced by somebody to kind of do something like that, or do we say that it's not their problem? And no,
Uh,
formal goose, I'm not an influencer. I'm very small, bro. I'm super small.
uh, it's a really you gotta it's a really complex question because like back in the day, when they had like people with huge influences and like let's say generals, things like that, or like rulers and things like that, they they were just doing their own thing, they were just going around raping, pillaging, doing whatever the fuck they want. But they also had influences. People followed them. So you could say like, oh hey, this guy's just doing his own thing. You don't gotta follow me. You don't gotta follow him. But then also you could also look at it like you're a political figure. You're a influential figure. What you say and do influences other people. So you can look at it two ways. But in my opinion, I say, yeah, you should make people accountable for the things that they say. Things that they do, especially if they have people following them.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, bro?
I'm gonna spin it like this. If we're talking about YouTubers and specifically, if you're going on to YouTube and you have a channel and you're a big channel, clearly state your objectives. Are you an entertainment channel? Are you an entertainment channel providing advice, or are you actually a RP channel that's actually trying to deliver a message to men? And I think that's very important that you establish your intentions so we know what the message actually is from you. I do believe that you should be held accountable for what you say. If you can't control your fucking mouth, I can't respect you. And if you're leading kids to commit crimes and do illegal things, absolutely. If you have a channel and you're talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this, this, and this, which obviously is kind of hard to post crime on YouTube. They're gonna take it down. I know that's like an extreme example,
Yeah.
but yeah, you definitely should be held accountable for what you say, especially if you're choosing to put yourself in front of people and you're choosing to deliver messages and prescribe prescriptions and whatever.
Yeah. Like the biggest thing is like a long time ago, there was some shooting that happened at somewhere, and it was a direct influence from someone on Twitch. I can't remember which Twitch streamer it was, but it was like a direct influence. Like this guy had tons of there's tons of evidence that he always watched this one streamer, like really looked up to them, and that streamer also like said sometimes things that were kind of racist or like I don't know, but it was all directly kind of linked, and we could see that if that streamer realized if I would have never done these things or preached these type of things, this guy maybe wouldn't have got reinforced into those extreme beliefs. And so he had this moment. Everybody on Twitch had this moment where they were like, "Yo, we need to start." Thinking about what we're saying now and not, start these echo chambers of like violence or anything that's not safe. And I don't think this is going on in YouTube at all. I think this is something that happened only in the Twitch world and in the YouTube world and stuff. Everybody has this mentality of let's make money the best way we can, say as extreme shit as we can. who cares what the fuck happens? Like, it's not my fucking problem. I didn't cause it. I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. But it's just like at the end of the day, sometimes you got to think about it a little bit. I'm at this weird point where like I truly believe that with a lot of with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. And
Exactly.
if I had that type of power, I feel like it's like, do you want to be a superhero or do you want to be a villain? And I just think there's a lot of people that are just villains like today, and that's just, I mean, it's normal to be a villain. Um, you can't do that because the whole will be judged by its worst parts. That is true though. Formal. I think that's my question though, right? How many people influence does someone have to have before they can take the label of influencer? You said you're small scale, but if one person heard you saying something and acted on it, what deems the scale of an influencer? Very true. Yeah, no. If somebody was moved by just something I said, I would have to take accountability for that, man. Even if I have a small crowd that even watches me, that's why it's even scary for the small people, even like those extreme groups that are small. It's still scary. Like what you say does have influence over. If you're saying it online, like you're saying, take accountability for it. Like you don't have to scream it online. If you're screaming it online to other people to want to think the same way, I think that's a big deal. Um, it's a technique to destroy unwide spaces like the male improvement can be considered RP, and that is bad. Yeah, that is true. Guy on the right looks like
Oh
Jason
god,
Momoa
no.
deflated by a pin. Or tell people to get his vasectomy. Yeah, dude. I really hate the vasectomy comment, man, and he's gonna die on the hill that that shit wasn't fucking. Just wait, bro. I got a really good video on the vasectomy thing, and like, not this Monday I'm releasing, but next Monday, it's gonna be one of the funniest memes to hit Red Pill, bro. And it's like a whole meme on the vasectomy tweet. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Um, in your opinion, who's more beta, Connor or Tate? Connor. Connor who?
Like I think it means Conor McGregor, right?
Burger.
Conor McGregor? Definitely Connor. I think is a bigger beta. I don't like how he sometimes acts. Sometimes I don't
Really?
know. Both those guys are really alpha though. Like if I don't think we can say one's more beta. Wait, I guess that's a trick question. Neither's beta, bro.
I mean, well,
I,
I'd
I,
say
I think they're both pretty alpha.
yeah, facts,
Yeah,
facts.
I think they're both pretty alpha. But that's a good
Yeah,
trick
yeah,
question.
because they're both rich. They're both they're both kicking ass. Really living their life and putting themselves in danger, and that's as alpha as you can get, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video soon, guys, on the sociosexual hierarchy, and it's gonna be a really painful one because we're gonna be when you come to like so. What's funny about the sociosexual hierarchy stuff is if you YouTube a bunch of videos when it comes to, yeah, you're right. Connor is emotional. You're very right. I agree with you. But if you YouTube a lot of videos on this stuff, there's like guys explaining omegas or like this type of archetype of man, and like deltas or this type of archetype of man, and they're like all good. Some guys make it into fucking like horoscopes, bro. Like literally make like that shit into like horoscopes, and like I'm this type of guy, and like all those different things are all good, and it's like no, the real sociosexual hierarchy is like what you kind of saw in high school naturally and stuff, where there's like the fucking alphas, there's the betas that are like right under them that are like their best friends, and like sometimes it's usually good to be the beta because you get some of the same benefits as the alphas. The deltas are just the normal dudes that are just getting through their days, they're working a lot. like the gammas are just the typical nerds, and the omegas are the really fucking weird people that nobody really fucks with. Like the omegas, the type of guy that's gonna burn down the work building or something, and like do some really weird fucking shit, like really weird stuff. He's the guy that comes out that he was the shooter or whatever. He's those are always the really weird people. And so whenever I do that breakdown, a lot of people are gonna have to come to terms with, oh, I'm not an alpha, I'm actually a beta, or I'm actually a delta, or I'm actually a gamma. Most guys are going to fall under delta or gammas because that's just like what most of us are.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. There's a what is it called? There's a theory, it's like the Danning-Kruger theory that like you're more capable than what you think you're more capable than you are, but you're actually not. Have you
Yeah.
heard of that?
Yeah, that's so true though.
So I hate applying labels to myself. It goes back to the market. You can't apply a label to yourself if the market doesn't otherwise deem you as that.
Yeah, the
Um,
market determines your value. It's not what you
exactly.
want, and that's what I really like about that video. And the guy who made it, Voxversity, he talks about how the reason why it's good to know these things is one, you know where you're at, so you know what you have to do to move up to alpha. You have to have self. awareness to be able to become better. But also, if you're a guy who's an alpha or somebody who's running a company, you want to know how to recognize these different types of people because you put them in different positions. Like a gamma male, you never put in a position of power. A gamma male in a position of power will start doing things that to kind of get revenge, like it's revenge of the nerds, kind of like trying to get revenge on certain people because they've never had that power. They want to leverage it to get certain things that they never could have before. Like it's a revenge fantasy kind of. And like omegas, you need to be able to recognize an omega because you need to know if they're going to do some stupid crazy shit. It's good to know who's a good beta because they're going to be there to be like your perfect right hand man for like anything. And they're not always the best people to move up into a better role because betas are always wanting to do that, but they're not the best for the role. Sometimes it's better to pick like a whole new alpha, and this happens all the time in businesses. When somebody's a good delta, that's just a good hard worker. There's a lot of benefits to just understanding all the sociosexual hierarchy. Anybody that's watching, you need to go watch the Voxverse, like just YouTube Voxversity, sociosexual hierarchy. It's the best video on it that like Rolo and all the big red pillars all go by. um, no, I'm not an alpha blue fox. Not the fucking closest at all. I don't go to the gym nearly enough. I would say a true alpha is a guy that is definitely like built physically. If you want me to, I actually trigger a lot of people on this opinion sometimes. A lot of guys call themselves sigmas, and I don't think any of them actually are. I think a true sigma is actually a guy that is completely detached from all of society. I'm talking like lives like out in the country, grows their own food, fucking doesn't use any, like doesn't give a fuck what anybody in the world thinks. Truly, like a true sigma just doesn't fall into any, doesn't buy no Gucci. He doesn't do anything, like anything that all the other people are doing. I don't think they do any of it. Now some people have some sigma traits where they're like a little bit separate from the group and a little bit separate from everybody else. Like tons of people are entrepreneurs today, like drug dealers, fucking all the way to fucking influencers and stuff on Instagram. All those people could have like a sigma mentality to an extent, but I think a true sigma is completely detached from all society. And then like a true alpha is the guy that's CEO, the guys that are running the companies, the guys that are the managers, the guys that are like truly doing all that type of stuff. um Let me think. I
Yeah,
was
yeah. Sigma will be a fucking outcast. Some
huh
shit. A Sigma
Sig-
will be a fucking outcast.
yeah. Yeah, because I would say I have like, so like my Instagram name is Sigma Sergio, but it's more of a meme. Like I don't think that I'm a true Sigma at all. It's just a fucking meme. Same how my channel is called Purple Pill Pod. It's a fucking meme on Red Pillars, fuckers. Um, what do y'all think about how, how like we always go back to these same stats all the time and stuff? I really believe that science, the whole point of the scientific method, the whole point of like how we look at stats and everything is that we're supposed to always be changing. Like we don't live in a static universe. We live in an emergent universe that's constantly changing and getting better and better and better. Um, I feel like we're saying a lot of the same things over the last few years and stuff. And a lot of these people like Rolo have been saying this for a decade. Some of these stats for, like 10, 20 years. Do you think that like we're gonna be seeing some change soon? Like we're gonna see some emergence of something different, some new stats or something that kind of like what Destiny was doing by pulling out some new things. Like, should we see more of that?
I doubt it unless some like freak event happen, like maybe let's say a war. No, it's all gonna be the same thing. A war might happen. Russia's going crazy. They're doing their thing. Ukraine's out there doing their thing. Also, people are dying out there. But unless a freak event like that happens, it's all gonna be the same thing. It's all gonna be a fucking constant
And
circle of
nobody trying to learn
yeah.
right now. What do you think?
It depends on if men come to play ball. Honestly, if they don't, I would say I continue. I would see more flat and then a downtrend on our end, and the women will continue being their uptrend. That's all I would say.
Yeah, they're gonna keep killing it. Like the girls that we had on the show last night, guys, was like a perfect example of women that are fucking killing it in life, but then they can't find any fucking guys that are good enough for them because they're doing too good. I can't imagine being in that position. Like, if y'all were a girl that was like, say, like y'all were raised by a good family, you didn't even try that hard. Like your parents kind of propped you up, and you got into a position where you got a really good degree and shit like that. Next thing you know, like you're 25, 26, you're killing at your job. And you're out here today. Say you're a hot girl too, but today marketplace, what would you do if you were in one of these women's positions, like to like get a good guy?
Shit, be honest, I'd probably be doing the same thing they're doing. You know,
Just whatever the fuck you want.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Going to school, but hopefully, I have, if I was a female, that I'd have a strong male presence. Raising me, and then they'll push me in the way of, hey, it's not really school's not really the way. You'll find more fulfillment in having a family and being about that family. Really raising your family. That you'll find more fulfillment that way rather than education or a job.
Do you think that like a girl that like does that though, like say she accidentally already gets to the point where she's done with the school, she's making the good money and stuff, like you don't think that there's any way that she can still find the guy at that point, like that, like hypergamy is just gonna take over and it's gonna be too hard?
Uh, no, because when women focus on school and get a job and all that, it's to be separate from a man, or it's to,
Be independent.
yeah, exactly, be independent. Especially that's what society teaches them nowadays. So
They'd
they're
have to
gonna,
somehow like put all that independence to the
yeah,
rest.
yeah. So since society teaches them that way, they're gonna follow that doctrine, and then they're gonna be all about school. I don't need no man. I'm bad and bougie all by myself and all that. So they're gonna keep that doctrine, keep that mindset. But unfortunately, that mindset, it doesn't help you find a man, build a family, and really play your part in society. So
The girls last night said that they would lower their lifestyle to have the family, like be supported by just the guy that makes 80-90K and like just to like have like the normal life too. Like, do you think they were capping?
they say that, but shit, I was watching the stream last night,
Is that cap?
and first thing I heard right as soon as you said that question, because they didn't air the end part. You were like, oh, would you lower your standard? Would you lower your lifestyle? And they were like, no. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
So they didn't hear that last part of for your family and all that. So like, time will tell. That's all I'm gonna say. Time will tell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh, wait, what was the original question?
Um,
if if you were a woman,
Oh yeah,
what
if you
would
were a woman, like what would you do to like to be able to still find a guy in the sexual marketplace?
like, am I like a career woman that's successful?
Yeah,
Okay, if I'm a successful career woman
like a
and a
26-year-old, let's
26
say.
year old successful career woman, I would honestly, if I know the dating environment is the way it is currently, I would try to lower my standards. I know it's hard for me to say that as a man because honestly, I look like an English bulldog in the face, so I kind of know where I can hit on the range, and I'm realistic about it. A lot of women aren't realistic about what their standards are until it's too late and they've already been ran through and hit with the hard consequences of life. So the earlier I would believe I could recognize that, I would try to find somebody that's not alpha top G, and go for the family because it's proven that's where women are the happiest. The most depressed people are the single career women with no kids. If we go back to the stats, that just is what it is, and that's been tested.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I agree with you. What sucks is like that girl also has to basically completely get Instagram off her phone because like if she sits there and sees these people living this better life, sees these attractive guys, like sees all this other stuff, I think it makes it hard for them to settle for that. Like it's like really easy to want those things if like life was really simple and we didn't see all this crazy shit all the time. But when you see all this crazy shit all the time, like makes you have these fucking dumbass expectations. Like insanely dumb expectations. Like you almost have to find a girl that somehow dodged the internet most of her life up to this point or something.
pretty
This is
much.
the reason why I was asking, 26 plus is because as y'all know, I only preach that y'all should be dating women 25 or under because they're not ruined yet sometimes. Even the 25-year-olds, bro, like
Man,
it's
nah,
bad. I like it's 21, 20, 22, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, but
I
25 is a nice number, I'd say.
I actually think 26 and under are the most ruined because the 26 and over are the ones that are like they're getting less and less attention. The 26 and under, like fucking, I'll say it's as low as 18, 18 and up to like 25. They're getting the most attention. They're the most beautiful, the
Well, like,
youngest and
what
all
about the
that.
ones that dodge the internet, though? Like, what if they're in between that age bracket, but they barely even like they have an Instagram with 200 followers,
Or
100
that
followers?
20-year-old in Idaho.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is it's very hard to dodge the internet.
It's very hard to what?
It's very hard to dodge the internet
Yeah,
because it's fucking everywhere.
yeah.
Every fucking
It
teenager
depends
has a
how
phone.
well they're raised. Like, if their parents like really kept them off their shit, then they're kind of good. Like, some parents were good and actually kept their kids off their phone. Like, I think most parents gave their kids iPhones at 12, 13,
Yeah.
but definitely some. Like, I didn't. I mean, y'all were in that kind of age bracket. Was there any kids in junior high that didn't get the iPhones? Like, was there some kids that had it and some kids that just didn't?
No, like me, I didn't get no fucking phone until I was like 18,
And did all your friends have it?
Yeah.
Like you remember junior high, like 12, 13 years old, and other kids had it.
Especially the females. All
And,
right.
and where do you think those people are now compared to you because of that?
uh, with me, since I had to work for it, I found out that you don't have nothing in this life unless you work for it. But with them, they're more like, I won't say spoiled. They're spoiled, and also like they live life in a way of you don't really have to be active. They live life more passively,
Like
like,
through the phone?
yeah, exactly. So they're more slow to the ball, while I'm like, man, I gotta go fucking get it, man.
Yeah.
There's no waiting. I gotta go fucking get it, man.
What about you? When did you get your first iPhone?
Um, so like I had a computer. I've always had a computer. My mom decided to put technology in my hands, but I've always been the person that would, like, if I had a question, I would go Google it. I would go find answers to any solution or any problem I have. But I did definitely see kids, especially kids from different minority backgrounds. Like, I know a lot of Hispanic kids who didn't get to have phones in school, and it was like witchcraft and shit. And I know some black kids that didn't get phones either. But yeah, that's
Yeah. What are you saying? I'm trying to think what you're saying, Porter. Women ain't target practice, dude. They're prey. You go hard or go home. Don't toy with that meat. Women
Hey,
are
yo.
ruined after 16. Porter, that's
It's
messed up, bro. They're not ruined after 16. If you're born in 1992, that means that you're probably a year younger than me, bro. Probably like 31. You're just not going to the right places, man. If you think that, girls, there's some good hoes out here. Jerry, very hard to avoid the internet, but I would say depends how it's moderated. Yeah, I'll give you an example, man. Like my girl, she didn't get an iPhone until she was like 18. So like, there's definitely some families that like restricted their kids from getting certain things for a while. It just depends, honestly. And like I said, you got to filter no matter where you go. You should just go to the place where there's the most beautiful women, most beautiful young women. So you actually are turned on by them, and then also there's a bunch of them, so you can just roll through and see which one's the good ones and which one's not. Because obviously it's a numbers game. Not all of them are gonna be fucking good. Uh, Kind of speaking of that, what is something that like you look for that is like an immediate green flag that you're like, yo, I'm gonna take this girl possibly serious.
uh I would say the first couple messages, like you DM her and you're like, hey, let's link up, let's meet for a drink, let's get a drink, and she's like, oh, I don't know, this and that. She tries to make every fucking excuse for you, and she like wastes fucking time. That's definitely a fucking red flag.
Yeah, she's a time waster.
Yeah, it's
Completely.
no
Well, it's just
fucking
like
go.
you can tell almost genuine desire almost immediately like that. It's like,
Exactly.
damn, she ain't interested already. Like, she's
Exactly.
definitely not trying to hook up. What about you? Like, what's an immediate, like immediate green flag that you can know if she's a good one?
if she's a good one. If it's on the internet, like text, if she's responding quickly, if she's asking me questions, and it's not simple like 2 or 3 word responses or questions, and she's not asking me interview questions. I would see that. Now, if it's in person, if the body language, eye contact indicators, touch, is she touching me? Um, Honestly, yeah, and her tone when she's talking to me. Does she seem excited to be talking to me? If not, she's probably not interested.
Hmm. Have y'all ever heard of the Madonna whore complex?
What is that?
Have you ever heard of it?
No, I have
No,
not.
it's like it's basically is I can't wait to talk to Rolo about this actually because I want to hear his opinion on it really bad. It's basically like saying that like the guy wants the Madonna, he wants like the good girl at home, like the wifey, like the girl that's like not a hoe, that's like that to take care of his kids and be a good wife and all those things. But then at the same time, he like wants the whore, like he wants to like go to the girl that's a dirty bitch. That'll just do anything, like just like all the bad stuff, and like that's what causes a lot of cheating for men is that Madonna whore complex. Do y'all think that that's like a thing for guys, or do you think that like are you trying to find a girl that's like your Madonna and your whore in one, and that's why it's like kind of called the complexes because sometimes it's kind of hard to have both of those in one thing.
I think you should live in reality. Like, if you want a fucking good woman, you gotta know that she's not gonna be, busting it back, throwing it back, and giving that guac 3 fucking thousand.
Yeah.
So you just gotta live in reality, man. And mean, if you got that itch, you need to scratch it. Do what you got to do,
Do what you got to do. Are you
but
gonna be honest with your girl whenever you're in that situation?
I say you should. You should have a relationship. You should start it off with honesty. If you know you're not that you have to have a certain itch sometimes, tell her. Be like, hey, shit happens, right? I gotta do what I gotta do, babe. So yeah, just be honesty, and be true to yourself.
Mm.
And yeah, start the fucking relationship with honesty.
No. What do you think?
A lot of guys don't have enough abundance to be able to tell a woman that, hey, I'm going to go do this. So they're going to lie and just to keep that pussy near them. Um, I would rather have somebody who's not a whore, and then like I can show her different things, we can experience different things, rather than her getting that experience from somebody else. And then me not learning that is like the whole thing. I forgot who said it. I think Jay Waller said like, yeah, if I have a Lamborghini and a girl comes up to it and she already knows how to open the door, it's kind of like a red flag to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because she already knows. So I'd honestly rather try to have it all in one and try to develop her into that, knowing that she's for me. And as far as like the having the abundance and establishing that straight up, you need to establish that straight up if that's what you honestly want. But not a lot of people can handle that. Not a lot of people can spin plays, and not a lot of people are meant for it.
Yeah. Blue Fox. Does body count matter? I like how you're born in my year too, possibly 1991. Does body count matter? Doesn't matter, Bassett.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely. Because if for females, or I'm assuming that you mean for females, right? For females, yeah, definitely. Because if you're just going around, just giving your cat, just out like indiscriminately, all right, you just giving out to anybody, that's a red flag. It means that you don't place relationship as an importance
It's like what
because
Minister Jap did in that video that I
yeah,
just shared today. He's
yeah,
talking like with the water bottle.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that was
exactly,
fire.
Yeah,
yeah,
man, that's such a good one. Yeah,
yeah.
dude, body count matters a lot. Do you think body count matters a lot? You care for the woman?
Yes, it's very heavily weighted in my equation for judging a woman. It's very heavily weighted. I'd
Yeah,
probably
it
say it's
says a lot about you.
and and then as far as men, yeah, because women want a man with experience. I hear a lot of women say, "Bruh, he's a fucking virgin. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and
Yeah,
the shit was whack as fuck." And otherwise, he was a pretty decent dude. Otherwise, so it seems like that's kind of factored in for them as well on our end. So yeah, it matters for men, matters for women, although it matters differently.
yeah. Uh, Hell yeah. That's why you have 3 wives. Yeah, just a Jedi in the streets, Sith in the sheets for sure.
Uh,
Formal Goose Foundation. Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on a gray ooh. The more I get of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah, now that your rose is a bloom, a light hits the gloom on the gray. Thank you for making me read poetry, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Was that a music?
I have no
That's
idea what that was, man. Uh, what do y'all think about guys that are getting into TRT right now and stuff like that? If you were to do something like that, what do you think is the end game of it? What do you think is the end goal 20, 30 years down the road if you got into something like that? TRT, Porter, is testosterone replacement treatment.
I mean, yeah, I'd say it's for fucking old dudes. Like, if you, I guess you kind of maybe drop the ball, so to speak. If you fucking drop the ball, so to speak, at some point in your life, like let's say you were active in your 20s, but you kind of dropped the ball 25 to fucking 30. That's why you need TRT now. It's because you're not actively doing shit that'll give you that fucking natural testosterone.
Yeah, you get naturally boosted by being around women, by
Exactly.
lifting your leg workouts, by Kino Body, or is that what it's called? Kino Body? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. So stay in the fucking gym, man. Stay doing shit. Take risks and shit, especially when you're young, so you'll have that natural fucking testosterone, so you won't need to be
So you don't have to be on TRT till you're 80.
yeah, fucking juicing yourself and shit all the fucking
Literally a shot in your ass every week.
Exactly.
Yo, that's how they administer it.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, I don't know if they still do it that way, but yeah, it used to be just a shot in your ass every week. Shit, it used to be every 2 weeks. No, yeah, that's crazy. What it's like what do you think the end game is for these guys doing TRT?
What's the stat on testosterone fall off over year?
It's pretty bad. Like, so I thought it was really bad, and then somebody showed me a study, and it was actually like only 34% or something less than our grandfathers. And I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought, because like I've heard some people be like, it's fucking 300% less than our grandfathers or like our like or K people or something. And then I've seen other ones that say it was only like 34% or something. So I really need to like do a deep dive on that. I'll probably do that this weekend actually, because I need to get ready for my Sartain debate, and that's one of my talking points. But yeah, no, that's like my biggest thing is just there's so many natural ways of doing things, and like I just don't want to get hooked on pharma, like in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if it's fucking TRT or if it's SSRI. I don't want to get hooked on pharma.
My stance particularly is if you're like between 20 and 35, I believe you have enough tests in your system. If you don't have an actual condition that gives you a hormone imbalance, I feel like you have enough tests in your
True.
system to go accomplish what you need to accomplish. I think that goes back to the mindset thing, and that like you're going to pay to win. And I feel like if you're going to pay to win, you're lacking in other areas. And then yeah, you're getting your tests, your injections, but you're going to fall off at some point. Like you're cheating. Honestly, you're cheating.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is shit. I
If
like.
you're a healthy man.
Yeah, well, I just think that the first thing you should do after you get tested is probably not immediately put the shot in your ass. Like you immediately go and do like 5 other things that might make it better without you doing that. The natural things. Porter, the day a woman's breasts don't get me hard is the day I cut my bits off. Okay,
I hope
yeah,
you're serious about that, man.
that's pretty crazy, dude.
How do you feel about men's plastic surgery, like the men ab
Oh, that's
sculpting
good.
and whatnot?
Man, I got the alarm going off. Yeah, no, that's actually a good one.
30.
But no, that's a really good one. I don't personally would want to do that. I don't think that guys should do that unless you're. I think that if you're an influencer, an actor, like if you're doing something for like to make money and this is like your career, I get it. I get it. Like you, this is marketing, you know. But if you're just like a normal guy that's like kind of insecure about your body or something, I don't think it's worth it, man. I just wouldn't do it personally. What do you think?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Would you get like plastic surgery as a guy?
Fuck no, man. Especially not in like your fucking face and shit, man. You're not. A man's not valued by his beauty.
Not a little Botox.
Would you get ab sculpting?
Fuck. What the fuck? It's so fucking easy to get abs, man. It's fucking dickheads out there doing abs coats. That's fucking dumb. Oh man, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys doing the ab one right now.
Yeah, man, just hit the fucking
All it took
gym.
was Bam Kevo doing it for everybody to jump on that one.
Yeah, I mean, no, even that don't make no fucking sense. Cause you want to be a fucking model and shit out there posing and your fucking abs and shit, man. It's fucking dumb. You're not. He's not a model at first, and he's a fucking rapper, right? Man, it's a bunch of rappers are out there being overweight, man.
I think it's marketing like crazy.
Yeah.
People do so like we're getting to end stage capitalism. Like give it the next 5-10 years. Like do you think we're seeing goofy shit right now? Wait until like it gets really goofy, because everything you're buying right now, like the ads and stuff, and just how intense everything's getting to like hook customers in and shit, it's just gonna get worse because the technology is getting more blended. Like we're seeing more stuff. Like you think these ads are good right now? Imagine in 5 or 10 years how good they're gonna be when we got algorithms make shit. Everything that y'all do now, it's insane how much money is put behind these fucking ads for them. Batman Kevo's a scammer. He is, bro. He is. What do you think about like the guys that do stuff like that?
Like I said, I feel like if you're a regular guy and it's not like actually a part of your career to be a model or whatever to get plastic surgery or whatever, any kind of treatment, I feel like you're lacking something in your mindset to
want to
get
do
your
that.
goals. Like I'm an overweight man. I'm in a process right now. I've been in the gym. I did my push-ups today. I don't know about you.
I didn't do my push-ups today.
But it's a mindset, and if you don't have that dog in you, you're never gonna have that dog in you, and that is what it is.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you can't cheat real life. Real life doesn't have no actual cheat codes.
You can get that dog in you by overcoming adversity and taking the hard route, but if you take the easy route, you'll never have that dog in you.
Do y'all think that that like, do y'all see a change going on in the manosphere right now in Red Pill? Like, do you think that something new is coming? Do you think that there's a shift coming? Do you think that it's all going to stay the same? Like, where do you see the manosphere in 5-10 years?
Uh, I see it as still being what it is, entertainment. You know, that's what most people, most of the viewers, get on there for, just entertainment, seeing people go crazy, kick girls out, or shit like that. They don't really practice, what they're being taught, what to get out there and really live our life. That's what I think.
Or do you think it's going to stay entertainment like
Yeah,
that?
exactly. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
gonna.
going to change.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think is going to come in the manosphere in the next 5-10 years?
The fakes are gonna get weeded out, and the real ones will continue providing their value and showing. And yeah, you're gonna see more, but it's gonna oversaturate a little bit as far as like the RP YouTubers, whatever. But in the general direction of men, if we come to play ball and we stand up, I feel like we can see change. It just depends on that.
Yeah, so that's like the truth is going to take over soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, I mean that's idealistically thinking. Will it? I don't know. Way we're trending right now. Maybe we might get a bounce right here and go, but it might bear flag down.
I I definitely think that something crazy is coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gonna be some Fed shit or like some fucking like world collapse shit, or if it's just gonna be some simple like I don't know. I think some crazy shit's coming, and it's gonna take some masculine or men to step up and do a bunch of shit. We'll see what actually happens. Porter said, "How much do you bench press it?"
PR is like 220,
Damn, look at this guy.
maybe more, but usual shit is like maybe 2 plates and whatever.
Yeah, just What about you?
I got 275. That's not my best one. I deadlifted 550.
No, he's saying bench.
Yeah, I know.
Deadlift is different.
I can do a full body pull up. I can do perfect push up. So I ain't right
Yeah,
Yeah.
Porter. I don't go to the gym, dude. Kilograms. Who does kilograms? Who does kg?
KG
What
is
is
another
that?
story, man.
Where you at, Porter?
No, we're talking about pounds here, border
Yeah,
pounds.
yeah. We don't talk like
LBs,
that.
not KGs.
I guess he must think that we have some accent from like Australia or some shit. Isn't that
Oh,
weird?
oi, mate.
Isn't it weird how like we use different systems, but my gun is
now.
fucking
I got 9
nine.
millimeter.
Yeah,
Hey,
9 millimeter.
yeah.
Like
grams.
like
All right.
weigh drugs with fucking all that shit, but
Yeah.
then everything else is all. It's so weird how our systems are different. It's fucking ignorant. But no, thank you guys for coming. We got to end the show up. I appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you for coming, Jerry. I wish I could see the emojis on the thing, but it doesn't show up for us
Okay,
like
W.
that. But no, thank you guys. We will see y'all on Monday. I got a show. I might do a show tomorrow night with somebody. It just depends. I'm able to out here with a butt lift and pulling bear gal. What? That's weird. All right, but yeah, thank y'all guys for coming. I appreciate y'all both for coming, guys. Why don't you shout your Instagram out really quick for them?
Yo, follow me on IG. BASITX Worldwide. Bassett X Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yes, sir. One and only.
What about you, bro?
Hit me up. IG, YouTube. It's Ramar. ITSRAMAR.
Yeah, please check them out, guys. Please check out his YouTube channel. We gotta blow it up for the street interviews. And yeah, thank you guys. If you're a girl that's watching this, which I doubt any are,
Yo,
hit them up.
DM me on IG, ladies, and get you on the fucking show.
Yeah,
Yes,
come
sir.
on the show, guys. We gotta get this popping. I'll see y'all later, though. Peace out.